I'd like to tell you about what I found Christians doing on this internet. Welcome to the Christian Geek Radar.
Hey guys, Peter Franson here from christiangeekcentral.com with your Christian Geek Radar regarding the months of December and January, and actually one little bit of news that came in late November and I just missed it when I did this segment in early December. So anyway, let's get you caught up a little bit on some of the things that have been on my radar. First off, Timothy C. Ward is an author that both recently published a book and recently introduced himself to me. He just published the first book in his God's Knife series, which is titled Revolt. The description reads, "An apocalyptic battle for godhood in the rift between Iowa and the abyss." Abyss. Oh, that wasn't cool sounding. Abyss. Abyss. That was better. A fleet of enlarged praying mantises have invaded Des Moines, Iowa. Swarms of cicadas are turning survivors into winged soldiers. Orchestrating the war zone is a priestess of order who's pursuing godhood and the nation of followers who will get her there. Caroline's new friendship parts the veil between reality and myth as a recruiter of order needs her to hide him from capture. In their escape, the boss she's loved like a father reveals his elevator into the abyss. In this new world, Caroline finds a usurped god and an angry ghost, eager to make her their gateway back to power. What if the person her friends will need is heartbeats away from becoming the real threat? And again, that's God's Knife, Book 1, Revolt, by Timothy C. Ward. All right, next up, Bear Publications released Mythic Orbits 2016, and this is a collection of short stories in the speculative fiction genre, or genres, depending on how you want to define that phrase, all by Christian authors. The description reads, "Praised by both Tosca Lee and Kathy Tears, this anthology of 14 speculative fiction stories by Christian authors shines in science fiction, fantasy, horror, and paranormal genres. Featuring Carrie Nietzsche's Graxen, this collection has something for every speculative fiction fan." And that's Mythic Orbits 2016, featuring Graxen by Carrie Neitz, edited by Travis Perry, and available on Amazon.com. All right, next up, speaking of Carrie Neitz, is Amish Vampires in Space. This book's been out for a while, but now it's being released in audio format. The description reads, "Jebediah has a secret that will change his world forever and send his people into space. The Amish world of Alabaster calls upon an ancient promise to escape destruction, then end up on a cargo ship bound for the stars. But they are not the only cargo on board. Some of it is alive, or used to be. Now, with vampires taking over and closing in on the Amish refugees, these simple believers must decide whether their faith depends upon their honored traditions or something even older." I gotta tell you, when I first heard this title, I was like, what? Is this like a serious thing? Is this like a big gag or whatever? I think I remember hearing that it's actually like, it's kind of like an ironically, silly sounding title, but it actually takes itself pretty seriously. So anyway, at the very least, you might want to check it out and see for yourself what's up with Amish Vampires in Space by Carrie Neitz. And again, the audiobook is available on Audible, and I think on Amazon as well, but Audible is kind of Amazon, so anyway. All right, next up, Omission, which is Volume 4 of the Darby Shaw Chronicles by Liberty Spidell. It's been 3 years, the description reads, since police detective Darby Shaw found out she's a superhuman who can revive the murdered. In that time, she and the Department of Superhuman Affairs have had a tumultuous relationship, but when one of their agents ends up dead in her jurisdiction, Darby must set aside her hate in order to pursue justice, especially with the department hostile to her and Mark. Mark Herman, her partner, is still reeling from the revelation Darby kept secret for 2 years. He's not normal, but neither is he a superhuman. Angry, hurt, and confused, he wars with himself. Is she worth the trouble? When new department psychologist and empathic super William Young makes moves on Darby, Mark must face his own jealousy and try not to piss off Darby in the process. So again, that is the Darby Shaw Chronicles Volume 4, Omission by Liberty Spidell, available at Amazon.com. Let's see here. Next up from the Crossover Alliance is December's Child. And this is interesting. I recently got together with David Alderman, who runs and created and runs the Crossover Alliance, and he shared with me that a well-known author who I can't name here read this book and just thought the writing was fantastic, but the intense, really sobering nature of the content meant that they were a little too nervous to attach themselves to the promotion of it. So you can take that to indicate whatever you want, but at the very least, know that it's going to be intense stuff and that a best-selling Christian author really thinks highly of the writing. Let's see what the description says. Every secret has a key. As a child worker of the December Mining Corporation, 18-year-old Jet's plan has always been to earn a life outside the mines by selling her body, a plan she's nearly fulfilled until she reluctantly takes on a new trainee from the outside world. Oh, and I should mention, this is a dystopian, futuristic story in its setting. The daughter of a government historian and bartered into the slave trade by her own mother, Fiona is an outsider with a strange wealth of knowledge and a secret worth dying and killing for. While Fiona's secret may unknowingly bring death and destruction to the December mines, Jet finds herself letting go of her jaded persona to embrace a friendship that will change her life forever. When she unintentionally becomes the new keeper of Fiona's secret, Jet is thrust into a fight for survival and a quest for the freedom she's longed for. Keeping the secret could cost her her life. Searching for answers all but ensures her death. So that is December's Child by D.A. Williams of the Crossover Alliance at thecrossoveralliance.com. Lastly, we've got Reconciliation by Amy Brock McNew. The description reads, Finally, everything is coming together for Liz Brantley. She's marrying Ryland Vaughn, the man of her dreams. She's embraced her calling and battles the minions of hell bent on her destruction. And she's left her dark past far behind her, or so she thought. A secret she holds close, stuffed down deep, surfaces at the wrong time for everyone in Liz's life, leaving a trail of devastation. Left reeling, Liz wonders if she made a mistake, putting her trust in God, her guardian Ari, and Ryland. And the demon Kate capitalizes on her shaken faith with a vengeance. Torn between her tortured past and the future she craves, Liz is desperate to defeat every demon that stands in her way, before all hell breaks loose and swallows her whole. So that's Reconciliation by Amy Brock McNew of the Reluctant Warrior Chronicles series. And you can get more information about that at Amy Brock McNew, M-C-N-E-W is how you spell that, McNew, .com. And while checking out Amy Brock McNew's work, I discovered her publisher, which I hadn't been aware of before. Love to Read, Love to Write Publishing describes themselves as a small traditional press dedicated to clean or Christian speculative fiction. Titles available at Amazon, Barnes & Noble, iBooks, and Kobo, and can be requested at any library or bookstore. You can get more information about their books at Love and... Reading this out loud is kind of... I have to describe it. It's the number 2, okay? So Love to Read, Love to Write, publishing.com. And I want to again put a shout out to Adam David Collings over at adamdavidcollings.com and his YouTube channel using his name Adam Collings, in which every month he features a news bulletin for the latest releases in Christian Geek I should say science fiction and fantasy, Christian science fiction and fantasy books, and he actually features a video game as well in his latest bulletin. So, and I got a lot of references to the stuff that I promoted this time too from his video there. So go check him out at adamdavidcollings.com. And when you're done there, you can go over to christiangeekcentral.com for our complete list in our portal section. If you go over to portal and then gateway, that'll take you to this drop down where you click on books and magazines, and this is a page that I hope to update pretty soon here with a number of new Christian sci-fi, fantasy, horror authors and publishers. But if you want to see what we have there right now, go over to christiangeekcentral.com. All right, that's it for the Christian Geek Radar this month. I will hopefully be back next month with more cool Christian geek nerdery going on. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.